Being a relatively new breed to North America, there are still many questions being asked about what constitutes a well-bred gypsy horse, one worthy of the Vanner designation these horses so proudly carry. Wayne discusses proportion and balance, as well as how to objectively measure these two aspects to assess how the horse is built.
In order to be more accurate in our assessment, while we look at the balance and proportionality of a horse, we should actually turn the horse so that we see the horse without its mane, because the mane tends to distort the image of the horse, as well will color marking sometimes. So let's turn this horse around, face the other direction, and notice the difference. How this horse takes on an entirely different image. And let's get his head, there you go, straight ahead. And you can see now the length of neck that this horse has. You can see the set of neck. We can see that he comes clean off the shoulder, that he has good length to the upper side of his neck, and that it is longer than the underside of the neck, which is very desirable, and that he comes off clean from the point of the shoulder so that he has a very arched and forward-looking neck. We want to look at this horse from a proportional point of view. We want to see the height of the horse from the withers to the ground in relationship to the point of the shoulder, to the point of the buttock. All of that, when we consider how long the horse's neck is, how deep the horse's neck is, we begin to get a feeling of proportionality and balance. The horse should give you a positive, should give you a very good feeling. Not just a warm and fuzzy feeling that comes with emotion, but should be a very physical, measurable feeling that you get by looking at this horse. Now, in my hand, I have a device. It's nothing more than a divider that's used in the classroom to create circles on a blackboard or wherever. And we're going to use this and do some measurements that were created by the French many, many years ago, well over 125 years ago, when they were assigning jobs to people, asking them to go out and buy a certain type of horse for the cavalry. And what they would do is, let's have his head around this way, they would measure the horse's length of head, and we're going to do it in a very crude manner here, but it does work. Ooh, buddy. And we measure from the poll to the muzzle, get an approximate measurement. We use this measurement in a very, very objective way, because judging and evaluation can be subjective where we get our emotions involved, but let's use some of the objectives here of trying to determine balance and proportion. So for us to determine the proportionality and balance of a horse's neck in relationship to its head, one of the things that we'll do is lay the tip of this divider on the shoulder, reach forward with it, and determine a location that we have here on the other end, and you'll see that the length is anywhere from 3.5 to 4 inches longer, that his head is shorter than his neck, or we can say his neck is longer than its head. That's what we want to try to do, is we want to find out, we want to be able to measure what our eye is seeing, and this tool helps us do that. That says that this horse has a very desirable set to his neck, has a very desirable length to his neck, and allows for this horse to pick his head up just as he is at the moment, that he can, when bridled up, he should be able to flex at the poll region through the throat latch and give us a very nice set whether he's being driven or ridden. Another way for us to use this device is to measure from the point of the shoulder to the point of the hip or buttock area. So we go with 1, 2, the other side of the square will be the front legs from the ground. Let's step him up and get him squared off in the front, please. Good, right there, perfect. We'll start at the ground, measure up, 1, 2, and we'll come up here, and where we come across the top of the withers, we're looking at a very similar measurement of just over 2.5 and between 2.5 and 2 3/4 heads. So this horse is telling us that he is proportional. This device is confirming, if you will, what our eye has seen, that his length of leg is proportional to his length of body. We can also do this with the hind leg, as we can start at the ground, come up to our second, and if we draw a straight line across this area, we have the legs as being proportional, so that this horse has one side of a square here that's vertical, that's equal in length to the other side of the square here, which is the front legs, which is nearly equal to the length of body of the horse, giving us a nice square picture. And that's what we want to use in determining whether the horse is balanced and proportional.